4 a.m. At the Regional 911 Center located in Belleville, all conversations are recorded. This tape begins with a radio dispatch from 911 operator Tina Joaquin.
Someone just received a call from Highland PD. Reference to a truck driver just stopped in and said there was a flying object in the area of Lebanon. It was like a two-story house. It had white lights and red blinking lights, and it was last seen southwest over Lebanon. Possibly, could you check the area?
An officer on patrol in the city of Lebanon, Illinois, responded to the dispatcher's query.
Did they say if the truck driver was DUI or anything?
He said he was serious.
Just a quick question. If I happen to find it, what am I supposed to do with it?
After searching for 2 minutes, the officer radioed the dispatcher.
Hey, be advised, there's a very bright white light east of town, and it keeps changing colors. I'll go over there and see if maybe it's an aircraft. It doesn't look like an aircraft, though. So that's affirmative. Not the moon, it's not a star. Would you contact Scott Air Force Base to see if they have anything flying in this area, please? Well, whether it's a plane or not, it's heading westbound now. Matter of fact, if a shadow officer looks up, they can probably see it by now.
6 miles southwest, a call came from another police officer, this time in Shiloh, Illinois.
2550. I see something, but I don't know what the heck it is.
13 miles southwest in Millstadt, another police witness reported a similar sighting.
SINCOM 6004.
Go ahead.
I've got that object inside also.
Are you serious?
It's huge.
Does it look like what does it look like to you?
It's kind of V-shaped. Really.
Moments later, a fourth police witness, an officer from Dupo, Illinois, contacted the dispatcher.
My first scene, I with binoculars, you can see the different colors. Now it just appears to be white. Very large. It's hard to tell. It's pretty far off in the distance. This object was above me about 500 feet, and it was huge.
There were no more calls to the dispatcher. Whatever it was, if indeed there was anything, vanished into the night skies over Illinois. But police are trained to be reliable observers, and 4 different officers from 4 different departments all reported seeing something that they could not explain. What happened on the night of January 5th, 2000? This is the story of a UFO over Illinois.
Police officers who say they saw a UFO early Wednesday morning. Officers in Dupo.
Within 48 hours, the local press picked up the story of the large flying object which had been observed by more than 6 eyewitnesses. Their accounts bear close scrutiny. What follows is a detailed chronological report of their experiences. Just before 4 a.m., after finishing his deliveries, trucker Melvin Knoll stopped by his office.
So when I got out of the truck, for some reason I looked toward the northeast, up in the sky, and I seen this very bright star. And I thought, boy, that's awful bright, but not much about it.
Melvin went inside, but after 3 minutes, he returned to his truck.
As I was getting in the truck, I happened to look over there again up into the sky, and I just looked at it for a little bit, and well, that's moving. So I just kept watching it, and I got a little bit closer, and well, there ain't no sound.
According to Knoll, the object then moved off to the southwest.
And then I stood here for a few seconds, and well, there ain't nobody going to believe me that I seen a floating house go over Highland. And so I decided to go up to the police station to tell the dispatcher what I seen and asked her to call the Lebanon Police Department and have them to be watching out for it because they were away.
At 4:08 a.m., Noel spoke to a desk officer at the Highland station. She then related the story to Tina Joaquin, a 911 regional dispatcher.
They had a passerby come in, said that he was highly upset, that he said he'd seen a UFO. And when she called me, she didn't believe it herself, but she asked if I'd go ahead and send a Lebanon officer out there since it was in the Lebanon area.
Tina asked any available officer to watch out for the object. She didn't have to wait long. Officer Ed Barton from the Lebanon Police Department was the first to respond.
He come back across the radio and said, there is something out here. And he kept saying, oh my God, oh my God. And he said, there is something out here, dispatch.
Hey, be advised, there's a very bright white light east of town, and it keeps changing colors. I'll go there and see if maybe it's an aircraft. It doesn't look like an aircraft, though.
Approximately 4:12 a.m., just a few minutes after Noel reported the object to the Highland Police Department, Officer Barton steered his police cruiser onto Whitacus Road. He vividly remembers what happened next.
When I got about in this position right here, I was looking off to the southeast, and that's when I saw the two gigantic bright white lights, this intense white light with like these light rays emitting off of it, kind of like the Japanese rising sun battle flag.
As a trained observer, Officer Barton felt that there must be a logical explanation for these lights.
I wasn't sure what was going on at that time. I thought maybe it was an aircraft going down or something like that, so I turned on my overheads and my wigwags, and I sped up, again continuing southbound on Route 4 into Lebanon.
Officer Barton tried to get closer to the object. Then he reports that it changed its course and began flying towards him. The object made a banking turn and disappeared into the southwestern sky. Officer Barton radioed his report to the dispatcher.
Well, whether it's a plane or not, it's heading westbound now. As a matter of fact, if a shadow officer looks up, they can probably see it by now.
Melvin Knoll first reported the object over Highland, Illinois. It was next seen by Officer Barton near Lebanon. Then calls began to come in, tracking in a southwestern direction.
So then all the other agencies can hear us also because they can monitor all the frequencies. And the next thing I know, here comes Shiloh police, letting me know he's seen something.
4 minutes after Officer Barton's sighting, a police officer from Shiloh, Illinois, an entirely different jurisdiction, reported the same object moving across the night sky.
Well, by then, one of the Shiloh officers asked me if I would go ahead and give Scott Air Force Base a call and Lambert Airport.
Even though local police officers often observe military planes in the area, they wanted the dispatcher to check. Scott Air Force Base is a military installation in southern Illinois. Commercial flights are handled by Lambert Airport, which serves the entire region, but neither airfield had any explanation.
They were all laughing at me thinking, you know, is this a joke? And I said, I'm just doing what the officers asked me to do. And then the next thing I know, here comes Milstadt.
I've got that object inside also.
Are you serious?
It's huge.
Following a southwestern track, the object was now reported to be in the vicinity of Milstadt, Illinois. 6 minutes after the Shiloh report, Officer Craig Stevens from yet another police department, this time in Milstadt, Illinois, reported the object.
I was listening to radio traffic. They were saying that they saw this object, and I decided I was going to check it out and see if I could see anything. I'm sitting here for maybe 5 minutes or so. I look over the west direction and caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I saw the object. It was moving real slow. It was huge. It was like a huge arrowhead type shape, and the back of it was concaved inward. The rear of it had like a strobing white light and 3 bright white lights, one in the center and 2 on each side, and I saw a red blinking light on the bottom.